Hello from the Music Interview Corner, today from Helsinki, from the Semifinal, with Petteri Sariola. Moikka, Petteri.
Hey, moikka moi.
Oh, but we want to do it in English today for the international fans. How is it for you to play here tonight?
Oh, it's good, it's good. I live nearby, and this is sort of a home stage for me here in Helsinki, and it's nice to be back here.
Cool. And in May this year, this came out. It's called Through the Eyes of Others, and it's your third solo album. You produced it yourself, right?
Actually, I did, yeah. It all happened by accident, as during the past years, I didn't play much solo, but instead I started doing playing in bands like Dead Serious and the Northern Governors and a few other things, Dungeons and Big Band, and through that little by little I learned how to do records as well, and then I did this record actually for Japan, and it came out in Japan last October, 1 year ago. That was the first release, and then it got released in Europe and America last May.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is the feedback so far in Japan?
Oh, very good. It was really nice. It's sort of made for my Japanese fans in some sense. There's 4 Japanese songs on it, and there's a little story behind it, as I had worked for a long time with a Japanese label. They wanted me to do a record, and I was touring there again after many years. I had kept no contact whatsoever over there, and so it was a big surprise for me to come back there after so many years, and then I had so much old fan base and new fans, and there was little kids playing my songs, and it was very touching for me, as I hadn't really done this for such a long time in some sense, like really seriously. And then so that really gave me the kick, and I worked with the label, and I really did this album originally for the Japanese audience. And then it was really nice, as I was doing it by myself, just to have fun with the songs, because they're cover songs. And so there's like Coldplay, U2, Beatles, and many others. And I just had a lot of fun by myself in the studio.
And how was it for you to be your own producer?
Quite natural, to be honest. As we work with Dead Serious 3000, for example, my rock and roll trio, everybody, each of us, I'm taking care of the vocals and guitar playing. So I do that thing, and then I bring my recordings to the other guys, and they do their thing, and so we've become very independent. And as I was saying earlier, this as these are songs that I have not composed, it was really funny for me to choose the songs that feel natural for me, and just have fun with that, you know, because if you compare this to my previous albums, there's been a lot of this, you know, some of the songs are very serious. Yeah, so I really go deep into and telling a really story about heartbreak, and with this it's just fuck it, you know, just fun. Yeah, just have really just have fun by yourself. That's I laughed a lot by myself in the studio, like, oh damn, this people are gonna be like, they're gonna have a lot of opinions about this, but I was really surprised how it turned out to be really positive, and that's really fun, because sorry my answers are so long, but cool. Well, the thing, yeah, and the funny thing is that I was afraid with a few things I was doing there, but I had a lot of fun, and I trusted myself with this idea that I'll just have fun, and it's been very surprising, as the audience, they really relate to that. Like, you can really hear that good spirit on this album. At least I do. Well, you know, I would. Okay, cool. Well, that's the thing. Like, that's how sort of people become entertained. As it's like, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't really matter to some extent, as you start to feel this kind of just uplifting careless but intense and detailed feeling, you know.
And you just came back from a longer tour to China and Japan. How was that?
Yeah, it was very good. I had never been to China before, and during that trip, actually, there was Japan, China, South Korea, and Taiwan. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm doing it again next May, actually. Yeah, and a big hi to all my fans in Asia. See you soon. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Exotic foods, exciting places, fantastic weather, and it's really fun when you travel in Asia. You don't understand anything what's happening around you, so you're gonna be just like looking around and like, I don't understand any of the texts or the signs or whatever, so you just like, you feel like this sort of idiot in a way, but then again, you know, then you go to someone like, sorry, I'm an idiot from abroad, so can you help me? Like, okay, here you go, and then they show you whatever you need, but yeah, it's entertaining.
Cool, and would you say that the audience in Asia is different from the audience in Europe?
No. People ask me this a lot, but I feel the audiences across the whole world is very, very similar. I don't know whether it has something to do with the way I work on stage, because as I play alone, I have one very big advantage compared to a bigger group. When you're alone on stage, you can sense people and adjust yourself and your playing and the sensitivity in relation with the audience. So this communication between you and the group of people that you play for happens very quite easily, and it can be very delicate. And this means that if you make that happen, it doesn't matter what's the nationality or the culture with the group of people who are playing to. So what I'm basically saying is that, you know, if it's a rock and roll environment, you play rock and roll, and then people are like, yay! And then if people are very quiet, then you play beautifully, and they'll be like, yay! You know, it's the same thing happens.
So your show can be different every evening according to the audience?
Sure, of course. I mean, that is what good musician should do. Definitely. To listen and sort of taste the atmosphere in the room and, you know, play in relation with that. Because if you think about it, if you go and play loud in a quiet room where people are very quiet and keen to listen, if you play really punk rock style there, they go like this. But if you go, or the other way around, you play very soft for people who want to hear loud stuff, then they're like, this is boring. But when you behave and play for the mood, for that right mood, then the feedback is the same, which is, you know, positive. They're with you there. You can sense it, and that's and like I said, that's you can be more delicate to that situation when you play alone. If you have 15 people on stage, it's a different situation, you know. Yeah.
So would you say that is for you the biggest difference between being a solo artist and working with a band like that serious?
Yeah, I guess so. That's a big difference. Yeah, with the group of people, you have to think a little bit more about which songs you want to play before and how we do it and how we practice. But when you're alone, you have the whole world open when you're on stage. You can stop playing, tell a joke, and continue.
Like a stand-up comedian. Yeah.
If that feels right for the situation, then that's probably right. And you know, these kind of things, and it's a different world. But at the same time, usually when you play with a band, then when you play with a group of people, you usually tend to get more high energy feeling, more easy. Because if you play very hard for a long time alone, at least for me, the body can get a little tired. But that's easier with a band, you know.
And last time when we met, we did the interview with Dead Sears 3000. You described your music as a percussive fingerstyle thing. Can you explain it more, or can you give us even a demonstration?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'll just demonstrate it for you.
Okay, a demonstration of percussive fingerstyle thing.
Okay, I'll explain you just a little bit. This is a steel string guitar. And how I use this, I tune it down so I get a little bit more bass, and then I drum the box. So here's my kick drum, and here's my snare. And that's my thing.
Yeah, very cool, like a one-man band. Sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's before Dead Series 3000. This is what I did as my sort of main job. I always wanted to have a band, but that didn't happen. So I ended up playing by myself and finding these weird things here and there in the guitar, and it evolved into what I'm doing now. And but it's really nice to have best of both worlds. So I have the chance to do this, and the chance to do music with a great group of guys, with Tapio and Jukka Backlund in Dead Series 3000.
And did you miss Jukka and Tapio when you were alone in Asia?
Yeah, I did. I brought them gifts from there, and then some very, it's quite romantic.